Properties of a well-written text. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to: number 1, identify the qualities of a well-written text; number 2, distinguish coherence from cohesion; and number 3, remove irrelevant sentences in a paragraph to attain unity in a text. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a series of sentences that are organized, coherent, and are all related to a single topic. It is a unit of writing in a larger body of work, and it expresses a particular topic or theme. Now, the first line of a paragraph is usually indented, and this indentation of a paragraph indicates where the paragraph begins. You must remember that capitalizing the first word in each sentence and ending each sentence with a punctuation mark is a must in writing a paragraph. A paragraph has three parts. First, the introduction, which includes the topic sentence and where you give a background information on the topic. Second, the body, which discusses the controlling ideas and the supporting details. And lastly, the conclusion, where you connect the ideas or the information you've already given in your previous paragraphs. The parts of a paragraph normally include the topic sentence, which usually is the first sentence in a paragraph. It is introductory, meaning it should not include details. Rather, it should introduce the main idea, which will be supported by the rest of your paragraph. It states the main idea of a paragraph, and a good topic sentence tells the reader exactly what the rest of the paragraph will be about. Next, the supporting sentences or the middle sentences of the paragraph. Now, this is where the detailed sentences go to support the main idea in the topic sentence. They provide details such as the explanation or examples that expand on or support the topic sentence. Supporting sentences are sometimes connected by transition words or phrases. Transition words or phrases are phrases or words that relates the ideas in the current paragraph. Now, these uses signal words. Now, signal words are textual cues that readers can use to follow a text. They can signal the transition from one point to another, the ordering of events and concepts, or the writer's chosen text type. Lastly, the concluding sentence, which is sometimes used in longer paragraphs to sum up the ideas presented. It expresses the same idea as the topic sentence, but in different words. It can start with a transition, such as clearly or in conclusion. In writing your topic sentence, it is important that you aim for a better topic sentence. Avoid having too general topic sentence or too specific topic sentence. Aim for a concisely written topic sentence. Properties of a well-written text: organization. When ideas are organized well, a text can achieve coherence, cohesion, and unity. When we say coherence, this occurs when ideas are connected at a conceptual level. When we say cohesion, this is where sentences are connected at the sentence level. And when we say unity, this is achieved when a composition contains one focused idea. Organization says that ideas are well developed when there is a clear statement of purpose, position, facts, examples, specific details, definitions, explanation, justification, or opposing viewpoints. Now, organization is achieved when the ideas are logically and accurately arranged. Properties of a well-written text: coherence. Coherence refers to the overall sense of unity in a passage, including both the main point of sentences and the main point of each paragraph. Now, the way a text makes sense to readers and writers through the relevance and accessibility of its configuration of concepts, ideas, and theories is called coherence. When a paragraph is coherent, it means that the sentences are arranged in a logical manner, making them easily understood by the reader. Cohesion is the connection of ideas both at the sentence and paragraph level. It is important because it allows writers to make multiple references to people, things, and events without reintroducing them at each other. Now, the grammatical and lexical relationship between different elements of a text which hold it together is called cohesion. When a paragraph is cohesive, it means that the paragraph is not just grammatically correct, but it also refers to the connection of ideas, both at the sentence and paragraph level. Properties of a well-written text, unity. Unity is the oneness of ideas all pertaining to the theme or the topic sentence. This is achieved when a composition is focused on one idea. Without unity, the text will be confusing. Again, properties of a well-written text, you have organization, coherence, cohesion, and unity. The next slides will show you elements of a well-written text. Now, these are things that we need to observe in order to have a well-written narrative. Now, the first one is proper language use. Proper language use allows you to capture the message that you want to convey to your readers. It is all about choosing the right words that accurately capture your ideas. However, writers sometimes encounter problems with the following. Number one, misused words. This happens when a writer sometimes uses a word incorrectly, and this also occurs when the word does not mean what he or she thinks it does. So, it is important to be certain of the definition of a word before using it. This also happens with words that sound or look alike. Next, words with unwanted connotations. Now, there are words that take on a meaning specific to a context. Some writers might not be aware of this connotation, so they end up using a language that is unintentionally confusing, comical, or even offensive to readers. Next, and lastly, technical or highfalutin words. Now, writers want to sound smart by using words that are very technical or have deep meanings. Though some writing genres require the use of such words, writers should be careful about using these since they make readers work harder to understand texts. Eh di ba nga, ang ating goal when we are writing or when we are presenting is so that our audience can understand our words, our language, or our message as clearly and as understandable as possible. In achieving proper language use, you need to know the three levels of language use: the informal or personal, the standard or academic, and the business or technical. When we say informal or personal, this is the level of language that uses slang, local expressions, and text messaging. Ito yung parang everyday na ginagamit mo in a conversation. Next, standard or academic. Ito naman yung level of language that uses words that are widely accepted and phrases that are found in books, magazines, and newspapers. So, medyo in between siya. So, very technical and personal talaga. And lastly, business or technical. This is the language level that uses scientific terms or jargons and special expressions. When we say jargons, these are terminologies that are specific in a profession. For example, in the field of librarianship, we are using the words acquisition, procurement, cataloging, indexing, antiquarian, rare books. Now, there are terms kasi that are specific to certain professions. So these, my dear young people, are what we call jargon. Now, what are the principles of language use? We have here 6. First, use clear and concise sentences. Second, avoid redundancies, cliches, and highfalutin. Third, use precise vocabulary, be accurate and condensed. Fourth, be consistent in pronoun point of view. Fifth, avoid sexist language as much as possible, write for the benefit of everyone. And lastly, use appropriate level of formality. A well-written text should observe and comply with the standard, and this is what we call mechanics. Mechanics determines errors on subject-verb agreement, prepositions, tenses, grammar, spelling, capitalization, abbreviation, and acronyms, the use of numbers as part of the statement, and punctuation marks. Now, the following should be observed in academic and more formal texts. Number 1, always use standard English. Number 2, avoid contractions. Number 3, avoid exclamation marks unless they are a part of a direct quotation. Now, what is a contraction? Ito yung mga words na pinapaiksi. Halimbawa, I will, ginagawa mo I'll. I do not, ginagawa mo I don't. Punctuation is the act of using a system of symbols such as the comma, period, quotation marks, question marks, and many others that are used to give structure to an organized text. The use of punctuation guides the reader regarding how the text should be read. Following are the general principles of mechanics. Number 1, Always use standard English. Number 2, avoid contraction. Number 3, avoid explanation marks unless these are part of a quotation. Number 4, mention full name in first mention. Thereafter, use abbreviation. Number 5, numbers 0 to 10 versus 1, blah blah blah, and so on. Number 6, citations are used in academic informal text but sparingly used in business text. That will be all for lesson 2. Thank you very much.